Once upon a time there lived a wise man who was well known for his ability to handle complex situations. He had two guests one day who wanted his guidance. Both were courteous young men who insisted on going first. They noticed that their queries were practically the same after some debate. So they decided to consult with the sage. Simultaneously, one of the young guys inquired, "Master, our problems are similar. We are both low-level employees who are mistreated at work. We are not respected and our bosses continuously push us about. Could you please inform us if we should resign from our jobs?" The sage closed his eyes and concentrated for some time. The two young guys waited carefully till the sage eventually opened his eyes. In 5 words he gave them the answer, merely a bowl of rice. The two young guys thanked the wise man and left. As they went back to the city, they pondered the response. One of them eventually broke the stillness. "That was fascinating. What do you suppose the sage was saying?" The other was deliberate. "It's very clear that the bowl of rice reflects our regular meals." I agree with the first young guy. I believe he was implying that the work is nothing more than a means of subsistence. When it comes down to it, that's all we get out of our jobs, our daily meals. They went their respective ways. One of them stayed to work at the same position, while the other promptly submitted a letter of resignation upon his return. He returned to the countryside and began farming. After a few years, this young man had a lot of success as a farmer. He utilized his city knowledge to import high-quality seeds, and the fruits and vegetables he raised became renowned as the best in the region. He not only made a lot of money, but he also established himself as an expert. The young man who stayed at work fared well as well. It was as if he transformed into a different person. He took on challenging work and displayed resilience in the face of hardship. He worked his way through the ranks, receiving promotion after promotion until he became a manager. By accident, the two of them ran into one another again one day. They discovered they had chosen two quite different ways based on the identical response from the sage after they caught up with one another. They were both affluent and content, but which route was the best? What an oddity. The boss was perplexed. "We both heard the same thing when the master spoke it to us. Why did you decide to leave?" The farmer was perplexed as well. I immediately understood what he was saying. The employment was only a method of obtaining my daily food. So why should I force myself to stay in a bad environment for a bowl of rice? Quitting was clearly the best decision. "Why did you decide to stay?" It should also go without saying that the boss laughed and claimed the work was nothing more than a bowl of rice. So, what was I getting so fired up about? As soon as I discovered this, I knew there was no need for me to be offended. I didn't have to take the abuse personally, so I stayed. Isn't that exactly what he meant? Now I'm absolutely perplexed. The former Shuki said, "Did he intend for us to take your path or mine? Let's go meet him again and figure out what's going on." They introduced themselves before the sage once more, and stated the cause for their visit. "As you can see, Master, we'd want to know what your advice meant all those years ago. Can you offer us any more information?" The sage shut his eyes. As previously, the two men waited patiently. The sage opened his eyes after a spell and repeated his response in 5 words. "Your Tao mental state is like a torrent going downwards. You will arrive at your place of bliss regardless of the path you pursue. Everyone has their own path to happiness, so follow yours. It's just a dish of rice." This is Lessons of Life Stories. Thanks for watching and stay blessed.
Please subscribe to my channel Lessons of Life and press the bell notification icon.